Good pause YouTube, how's it going everybody? Got for you guys today a pretty good OU battle, really straightforward and short as you can tell from the length, and this was against my very good friend Richard, aka the Canadian Wifier. Now before I continue, I want to go ahead and say thank you to everybody who reached our like goal in the previous Wi-Fi battle, and I know I thank you guys every time when we do reach a like goal, but honestly it's really great when we do manage to reach a like goal and completely surpass it. And I know I already mentioned this, but I want you guys to drill this into your mind. Like, drill this into your head right now. I mean everything that I say when I say that I'm thankful to have you guys and to know that you are showing my video support. It really does mean a lot, and I'm really hoping you guys are enjoying the constant Wi-Fi battles that I am uploading. Hopefully I can continue to upload these at least daily, along with another video about an hour beforehand, because I really do want to upload for you guys and entertain y'all. From the looks of it, you guys are really enjoying them, so thank you everybody for showing the support. And much like the previous Wi-Fi battles, if we get this one up to 400 likes or more, I will definitely upload another video for you guys tomorrow, maybe even two. And actually, I think I might get around to uploading a live narrated Wi-Fi battle tomorrow, and I could even also upload another Wi-Fi battle. So 2 Wi-Fi battles tomorrow, most likely, if we do get 400 or more likes. Now looking at team preview, if you look at my team, I don't exactly have anything for Choice Bandit Terrakion, which I know Richard likes to carry, but if you look at Richard's team, he has nothing for Choice Specs Keldeo, which I am running. So I'm actually going to be leading off with my Keldeo, thinking that he would be leading off with the Weavile for some odd reason, but he actually ends up leading off with the Landorus right off the bat. I'm going to go straight for the Hydro Pump. I really have no reason not to. Something on his team is going to get annihilated as he decides to fodder off his Landorus. I was kind of fearing the fact that he could be scarfed. Thankfully he wasn't, as he brings in the Aegislash. I know an Aegislash can take 1 Hydro Pump, so I don't want to stay in and take any unnecessary damage, because I might need my Keldeo to take a knockoff from the Weavile later in the battle. So I switched directly into my Mandibuzz because Richard cannot mess around with Keldeo. Keldeo is a massive giant threat to his team, so I knew he most likely would go straight for the Shadow Ball, and I did bring in my Mandibuzz, and now I'm in a position where I can go for the knockoff or I can go for the Toxic, and I ultimately decided to go for the Toxic on the off chance that he did want to bring in the Weavile, but he does make the smarter play by bringing in the Terrakion. And I guess I could have gone for the knockoff, but honestly if I did go for the knockoff, he could have a free liberty to switch up moves, so I thought going for the Toxic ultimately would have been the better play if he did end up bringing in Terrakion over the Weavile. So unfortunately, because I have nothing on my team that wants to take a Stone Edge except for my Aegislash, and I really don't want to switch it in, thinking that he might want to go for an Earthquake, I'm actually going to bring in my Kieran Black, because honestly Kieran Black does practically nothing to his team, and it's the most expendable team member on my team. So by foddering that off, I can now bring in my Keldeo, and we're back to turn 1. Something on Richard's team is about to get knocked out, so he actually ends up making a very questionable play in my opinion, and he brings in the Aegislash. The reason why I say this is because if I do manage to hit the next Hydro Pump, I'm going to be able to knock out the Aegislash, which means his only ghost type is going to be out of the way, which means I'm going to have free liberty to just spam Secret Sword and not have to rely on the Hydro Pump's 80 accuracy to hit, which is going to put me in a very good position as he brings in the Terrakion. I really did not want to risk missing another Hydro Pump or risking the speed tie, so I switched directly into my Aegislash, and I wanted so badly to switch into Mandibuzz, but I thought that was way too obvious, and Richard predicts my Aegislash switch in, goes for the Earthquake. As I'm actually able to live, I'm going to be able to get off another turn of toxic damage, and I didn't go for the King Shield this turn. What I went for was actually the Shadow Ball on the off chance that he did want to switch out so I could get off a bit of damage on whatever came in. I thought he most likely would bring in the Weavile, but I guess looking back at it, I should have gone for the King Shield, but that extra turn of toxic damage really doesn't end up playing a role whatsoever, so I guess it really didn't matter in the long run. As I bring in my Pinsir, I'm just going to go ahead and Mega Evolve, and I'm going to go for the Earthquake. I almost went for the return, predicting him to want to bring in the Excadrill on the off chance that he was on an air balloon, but then I thought about it, and why would you switch directly into a Mega Heracross with the balloon Excadrill, which means his only real proper switch in was going to be the Tyranitar. Now this turn, is a turn where he can switch into Excadrill, predicting me to go for the Earthquake, and I play it very riskfully. I actually ended up going for another Earthquake because I thought that my return was going to be too obvious, and Richard does stay in thinking I would go for the return as I'm able to knock out the Tyranitar. And unfortunately, I overlooked the fact that Excadrill can actually sweep through my entire team once Sand is up, which means I'm put in a position where I have to go for the Earthquake. I cannot risk him going for a Swords Dance, predicting me to want to go for the Quick Attack, thinking that I would want to get off a bit of prior damage. So he turns out to be Life Orb and not Air Balloon, which is actually very scary because now my Keldeo can't take an Earthquake as well as it would have been able to. So I switch into my Keldeo, then I double switch into my Mandibuzz because I'm put in a position where I have to play around this Excadrill very carefully and stall out the sand turns, because if I don't, I get swept by it. So I bring in my Mandibuzz, as I said, predicting the Earthquake, and then I'm going to stay in and go for the Roost as he goes for the Rock Slide. Unfortunately, Richard, of course, gets the flinch, which in the long run of the battle does not actually end up mattering at all, but at the time it was a little bit annoying. So this turn he is going to predict me to go for the Roost because I have to go for it, and I don't want him to knock me out with the Rock Slide. And now I'm sitting in front of a +2 Excadrill, which could actually possibly knock me out with the Rock Slide, or if he even flinches me, that'll be really bad for me. Luckily though, I don't get flinched, and I'm able to take the Rock Slide and just roost off all that damage. Much like before, I have to play around this Excadrill. So what I'm going to do is make a very risky play, and I'm actually going to switch into my Tyranitar. Now, the reason why Richard didn't go for the Iron Head was because he was fearing the fact that it could knock me out. So knowing that, I'm actually going to bring in my Tyranitar, predicting another Rock Slide. He actually told me that because we were in call during this battle. So my Tyranitar is able to take the Rock Slide. Above that, the Sandstorm ends. And I do believe he actually had the Smooth Rock on his Tyranitar. So I just managed to waste like 8 turns trying to get rid of this sand. As now I'm going to fodder off my Tyranitar, because if I get the sand up again, he can sweep me with Excadrill. And at this point, I don't really have too many things to switch into like I did earlier. So I'm going to be able to get a free switch into my Keldeo. His last Pokemon are Weavile, Terrakion, and this Excadrill, all which my Keldeo can either outspeed or take a hit from. Also, I know Richard is very fond of Adamant or Lonely Terrakion as opposed to Jolly Terrakion, which means I am not at all fearing the speed tie, and I'm going to be able to easily knock out the Terrakion with the Secret Sword. This is where him foddering off his Aegislash would have mattered, because I would have had to rely on my Keldeo hitting about 3 or 4 Hydro Pumps, and I don't actually carry Surf or Scald, which kind of sucks because I'm probably going to put it on now, because this would have been a perfect situation where Surf definitely would have been handy to have. So he's going to go for the knockoff, knocking off my Choice Specs, but it doesn't really matter because I'm going to be able to easily knock him out with the Secret Sword, and that is going to be the 2-0 victory in my favor, I believe. So yeah, that was definitely just a really straightforward game. As I said, it was actually a lot of fun and very intense, because I actually got really scared when Excadrill came in with the stand up, because as I said, I completely forgot about it and I had to play around it very carefully, or else it would have smashed me. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the short battle. If you did, make sure to leave a like. As I said, if we get this up to 400 likes or more, I will definitely upload 2 more videos for you guys tomorrow. So with that being said, if you missed any of my 2 previous uploads, they are playing on your screen right now, so make sure to go check them out. And with that, I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully. So later, everybody.